welcome to Let's Talk Tech. This month we have Paul Ortiz, who's live on the scene of our Ting construction of our new internet project. And then I'm going to talk about the importance of having a free email account. So we'll be right back.
The wait is over. A brand new pharmacy just minutes from your front door is now open. Service is our top priority at Laguna Pharmacy. Enjoy free same-day delivery, low over-the-counter prices, and personalized attention, all with the same copay you're used to. Tired of waiting on hold? Our experienced pharmacists answer your calls right away. We are in-network with most Medicare plans and make the transfer process easy. Visit Laguna Pharmacy today for the exceptional care you deserve.
Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us. Got a beautiful day here in Laguna Woods, and it's a pleasure to be on the show.
I know, I see that beautiful blue sky, and it looks nice and toasty warm even.
It
So
is. It's
no,
a bit warm
no
for the crew.
overcast.
Yeah.
So, as always, my co-star Josh has decided to join me. So what are they doing right now? They started in June to do all of this. This is airing in July. So, what are they doing right now?
Yeah, so the month of June was really to do all the conduit investigation. Our broadband crew only had a 500-foot rod. These guys are actual professionals. They do this every day. So they have a rod that's 1,000 feet and some even longer. And the rod actually can go into the conduit, and then they can rod and rope. And that gives everybody a nice pathway. You just pull the rope, put the fiber on it, and you got your way. And we've done almost 20,000 feet already. So what residents are
Wow.
experiencing today in the Gate 1 and Gate 3 area is that you're seeing crews out there, what we call rod and roping. And then even like today, what we're doing is we're replacing the smaller vaults that we had for all the conduit, and we're bringing the bigger, larger vaults that enclosures that are for the fiber, and that would be for whether it's just the fiber conduits or for actually the splitters that will go into those enclosures.
Okay, so can we have a little look-see at what they're doing there? And you're in gate one
Yeah,
right now, right?
yeah, we're just down here off the Avenida Sevilla. And
Okay.
actually, we just missed them, but they've done this will tell you, I mean, just within about, I would say 10 minutes, this area right here was full of dirt. And you can see they've already done a really good job of making sure the restoration, they'll make sure that the sidewalk is clean. They got a great job of controlling traffic. And this actually shows the size of the enclosure, where this is more like a 3 feet by 2 feet. The other enclosures that we had were more like 12 inches by 12 inches. So
Okay.
this is a much larger enclosure, but that's what the residents will experience and see as the crews move out through the neighborhoods.
So when you're walking by that, like on the sidewalk with walking your dog or something, I mean, eventually, so they'll have to keep that trimmed around it, but it'll just be just like what it was, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that's really all it is that there are going to be places where we actually need some equipment in, and that's where these enclosures will be a little bit bigger. And
Okay.
they're still, within ground level, so none of them are protruding. We have very particular specifications as to the size and the depth of these enclosures. And so far, they're doing an incredible job doing the work.
Well, I see that they've got all of their, their safety gear on and colorful, and then, their markings. Do they have any kind of signage in the street or just like slow or anything like that?
That's a great question. So all of these vehicles have their lights,
Ah,
and
yes,
they
perfect.
have their hyper networks and their cones. You can see the cone if you can see the vehicles lined up down the road. And then we have these really nice signs that are right before the neighborhoods that tell that we're in a construction area, and also has a QR code. So if you just hit the QR code, it's going to tell you everything about the Ting activities and the construction efforts that are going on in this area.
Well, that's pretty nice. So if somebody just walking by, if they're curious, they just pop up their phone with their camera and
Yeah,
over the QR code, and it'll take them to the Ting website where they can
Right.
read all of that?
Right, that's what's happening. People are still, out here walking their dogs and enjoying the weather and just going for their usual strolls. And if they see work in the area, they are just hitting the QR code, and then that gives them all the information that's happening so that everybody is aware. There'll be a time in the near future where we actually will have door hangers and communication all throughout. And that's when we're actually going to be real close to your buildings and really close to getting into the installs and putting equipment in the home.
Well, I'm sure people will be curious. Right now it's all new. This has just been happening for a very short amount of time, but I'm sure a lot of people are curious what's going on, what's happening. They're walking around, which is just the nature of the community, right?
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
good because everybody pays a really close attention to what's happening, which is good.
Right. We've had a numerous emails from residents, and all of them, honestly, I'm not just saying this, have been very positive. And even some of the questions that were somewhat negative, once you explain it properly, the residents always respond with, "Thank you for the information. We're looking forward to the fiber project." And it's just going to be, as we know, it's going to be a bit disruptive, and it's going to take us about 16 months to complete.
But when it's done, it'll be done and it'll be wonderful. And it, just like anything, if a lot of people who've remodeled their manners, it was disruptive, but it turned out beautifully. And it's not going to
Yeah.
be any different with this project. It might be a little bit of disruption, but very little. Actually, it sounds like very little disruption to day-to-day life there. They're
Yes.
not blocking traffic. They're not blocking the sidewalk. They're cleaning up. So I mean, we couldn't ask for more than that to
Yeah.
do a project of this magnitude that extends through our entire community. So,
Right.
even
Yeah,
with a
we're
16
fortunate.
month time frame,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
it's a big remodel. So as we did in 1999, been in the ground for now almost 26 years, even longer if you consider the construction period. And we're thinking now with technology and the fiber that's being put in place, they wouldn't have to experience this for another 50 to 75 years. And all we'll be doing in the meantime, probably every 7 to 10 years, is replacing the equipment in the broadband building and replacing your own router and ONT in
Right,
the home, and that's it. This kind of work will probably not be done for a very, very long time.
right, right. Well, Paul, it's been great having you out there. What a nice you got to get out of the office and walk around today.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot more walking done now that the fiber project is actually going on. So I try to spend a lot of time out here making sure the crews are getting the tools they need to make sure the work is done and that we're still communicating with them. So broadband service is still very involved in this process and will continue to be until we're completed.
Well, great, great. Well, have a great day out there. And it again, it looks really like a beautiful day. So, beautiful
Yeah,
day in the neighborhood.
that's right. Thanks so much for having us
Thanks.
on the show. We appreciate it.
All right, Paul. Bye-bye.
Technology is always moving forward, and sometimes we need to move with it. If you're a resident of Laguna Woods Village still using a ComLine or FEA email address, it might be time to make the switch. Services like Gmail offer more flexibility and convenience. Access your emails anytime, anywhere, whether you're on your phone, laptop, or tablet. Stay connected no matter where life takes you. Make the switch today and keep your inbox at your fingertips.
Hi, Debbie. I've heard about the wonderful changes coming next year to our internet. It's really pretty exciting. However, I've also heard that some people are concerned about losing their current email address that they got from West Coast Internet. What can they do to get a new email address? And it would be great if you can explain the transition.
Well, thanks, Cheryl, for that great question. Sorry I'm not in the studio with you today. So I know that some of you are concerned about losing your current email address. If you have Comline or FEA.net, as we're moving forward with the new system and internet in our community. And that's completely understandable. But here's the exciting news. This change is a fantastic opportunity to upgrade to something better and more reliable and completely free. By making this change, you won't ever have to think about it again. Don't worry, I'll go over the steps on how to do this momentarily. If you're using an older service tied to a specific internet provider, again, like Comline or FEA.net or even something else, and don't yet have a Gmail address, please stay tuned to what I'm about to tell you. Free email services are actually better for their services in your pocketbook. Before we explore your email options, let's talk about something important: ownership and control. If your email address is tied to an internet provider like Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, West Coast Internet, you're not really in control. You're essentially renting that email address. When you move to a new area where that company isn't available or the provider is no longer an option, like here, you risk losing access to that entire inbox in your contacts. Now, compare that to using a free independent email service like Gmail, which is yours permanently. You can move across the country, change internet companies as often as is necessary if you move, and your email address goes with you. It stays stable, secure, and accessible from any device anywhere in the world. In a digital world where your email is often the key to your banking, travel, communication, having an address that you control for life isn't just convenient, it's essential. So let's talk about Gmail, the gold standard and my personal favorite. Gmail, created by Google, is used by over 1.8 billion people worldwide, and there's a good reason for that. It's incredibly user-friendly, especially for mature people like us. The text is large and clear, and the interface is clean, and it has the absolute best spam protection you'll find anywhere. Now, I know some folks are concerned about privacy, especially with services like Gmail, since Google is a big tech company. But the good news, because it's a big tech company and it might use a little bit of your data, it uses it to personalize your Gmail experience. You no longer scan your emails for advertising purposes. You also have access to strong privacy settings where you can control what's shared and set up two-factor authentication, which helps keep your account secure. Two-factor authentication is of utmost importance no matter what you're using. So the Gmail advantages: you get 15 gigabytes of free storage. That's enough for roughly 600 emails. You can buy more storage if you have a lot of pictures and videos to save in the cloud. I pay $20 a year for 100 gigabytes and only use about 30% of that with all of my video. The vast majority of people don't need to spend any extra money at all. It works seamlessly on any device, your phone, tablet, computer. It helps automatically organize and learns your preferences so it files your emails easily. It has built-in video calling with Google Meet. Most people don't even know that. And they actually have good customer support and security and online free training. And for the future, Gmail works seamlessly with DirecTV, which will be the provider that we have, and voice activation on your remote. That alone is important for ease of use and using Gmail. So getting started is easy. Simply go to gmail.com and click Create Account. Choose a username that's meaningful to you, perhaps your name plus a number that has relevance, like johnsmith45@gmail.com. If your chosen name is not available, Google will provide you with some similar options, and you can always try a few options of your own until one is good to go. You can also have more than one free Gmail account. I'm not going to tell you how many I have. I use a specific one for my TV interactions as well. So, how do you transfer your email to a new address without losing anything? And that's really important. Switching to a new email address might feel overwhelming, but it's actually a lot easier than most people think. So, I'm going to go through some simple steps to help you move from whatever internet provider email you have now to Gmail. So, first off, we're going to create a new email address. I already said that. Then, as I said, you need to choose a name that's easy to remember and professional enough to use for important accounts like debbie.smith@gmail.com. And of course, no one's going to get that one. If possible, you want to forward your old email to the new one. Many internet provider emails do allow this, but I would not count on this working. Just knowing technology the way I do, I think it's better if you just start over, and I'll give you some hints on how. And once West Coast or whoever is gone, everything's gone. You don't have access to it anymore. So setting this up now is really important. So as I said, a proactive step is to go to your current email, download your contacts into an Excel or number spreadsheet. This would also give you the opportunity to clean house. Get rid of all those old, unused people that are not around, things you don't use. Clean up. So for Gmail, you're going to go to your settings, which is the gear icon. See all settings. Click on the Accounts and Import tab. Under Check Mail from Other Accounts, click Add Email Account. That's if you're importing and forwarding. You would follow the prompts that come on the screen to import, or use that Excel spreadsheet to import. And then, of course, you want to start using the new email address now. Begin replying from your new email when people contact you, even if they emailed you on the old one. You can even send messages on behalf of your old address through Gmail while people adjust. Update your email on important accounts. Make a list of places that use your old email. This could be banks and credit cards, social media accounts, online shipping sites, medical portals, travel apps. I have a lot of those. Utilities. Go to each account and update your email to the new one. Yes, this part does take time, but it's essential that you do that early on and get everything going. And then, of course, you want to notify your friends and family. Send a friendly email from your new address. In the subject line, I've got a new email. Message, hi everyone. Just a quick note to let you know that I'm switching to a new email address. So from now on, please use this email and then type it out to contact me. Thanks. And any other personal information you might want to put there. So do this now. Don't wait. This way, when the time comes that the other email address is gone, you won't miss out on getting important emails from those that really matter. Set a reminder to check the old one, once a week until you're confident that everything important has moved over. There's some hidden benefits to this as well, and you'll discover them now. You'll have better security. Free email services invest millions and millions in security. They have teams of experts protecting your information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, something other internet providers can't match. You can access it anywhere. Your email will work from any internet connection in the world. If you're visiting your grandchildren in another state, you can use a computer and log in. Your email travels with you. They offer better spam protection. These services block millions of spam emails each day. You'll actually receive less junk mail than you do now. They are continually upgrading these protections too. Gmail doesn't produce more junk mail. In fact, rarely does spam get through my filters, and if so, I move it into the junk and I unsubscribed. It is just 2 clicks and done. You'll gain more features too, like built-in calendars, contact management, file storage, and even video calling, features that would cost you extra with any other service. Cloud storage is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. And Gmail isn't going anywhere. Your email address will work for decades to come, well beyond our lifetime. So consider it future-proof. But you should set a legacy contact up so your email can be handled as needed upon your incapacity or passing. I know that you still have concerns about this, so let's address a few of them right now. What if I forget my password? Well, that's common, right? All services have a simple password recovery option using your phone number or a backup email. Gmail has excellent security for this process too. And what about my current emails? Well, some services can import your existing emails and some can't. Or you can simply forward the important ones to your new email address. So don't rely on that though. Start moving your contacts over to your new address as soon as you set it up. Question again, will people find my new address? Be sure to add that note into your signature line that notifies recipients of the change. Also, answering them with that new email address helps too. So here's your action plan. This week, I encourage you to visit gmail.com to start. Just look around. You don't have to commit right then. Just see how user-friendly the services are for you. Next week, consider creating your new account. Remember, having 2 email addresses during the transition period is perfectly fine and actually recommended. The bottom line is this. While change can feel uncomfortable, this transition is genuinely an upgrade. You're moving from a limited service tied to one company to a world-class email system that's more reliable, more secure, and offers more features than you're leaving behind. Think of it this way. You wouldn't probably keep using that old rotary phone when you had a new shiny smartphone, right? So the email changes and the transition is kind of the same thing. It's a positive change. Switching to a lifelong email account is one of the best digital moves you could make. It gives you stability, independence, and fewer headaches down the road. So with a little organization and some patience, the transition will be smooth and totally worth it. And remember, the PC Club, the Mac Club, they offer regular classes on Gmail. So you can always go in and get help from the workshop or go to these classes. You're fortunate that you have that option available. And don't forget that Google has a lot of free online classes as well. So I hope that answered the question about Gmail and Cheryl's question of the month.
Do you or your loved ones want to continue living at home safely, but are starting to see signs of Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's? Maybe it's recent strokes or falls. Having a caregiver at home can be the best way to keep you in home safely. Home Helpers has been providing caregivers for over 25 years. Call us today or join us at Laguna Cafe for free pie and coffee, and we'll answer your questions about caregiving. It's the first Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m., and space goes quickly, so RSVP now.
At this point, the show is over, and once again, I'm always happy to be your host here at Let's Talk Tech. And remember, think before you click and be kind when posting online.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.